Outrageous predictions for Ohio State, Minnesota. This is getting up a little late on Thursday because we were going to film it Tuesday night, and they turned out the lights at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, and we didn't do it there. And then I didn't go to interviews on Wednesday because my daughter had a tennis banquet, so we were going to do it at the podcast recording on Wednesday, but we were so emotional. We were emotionally spent for Bill's farewell podcast. We forgot to do it, so here it is Thursday, and we're standing in the rotunda at Ohio Stadium. And do you feel outrageous, Bill?
I didn't realize until right now this is my final outrageous predictions. It makes me want to be more outrageous.
Yeah. Lean into that.
Yeah, okay. So Minnesota's given up 13 sacks in 5 games. I'm going to say Ohio State gets more than half of that in one game. 7 sacks for Ohio State on Saturday. Minnesota's got some offensive line issues to the point where on Saturday it will start a true freshman offensive tackle who's 6'9", 400 pounds. He's a house. He's been playing football for 3 years. He started playing as a high school junior, didn't actually start playing competitively until he was a senior, and now he's starting at Ohio Stadium as a true freshman on Saturday. And I know Nick Bosa's not playing. Jonathan Cooper actually might not play. I think like Tyreek Smith and Jayshon Cornell and Chase Young are just going to go after this defensive line or offensive line. Maybe the linebackers get in the mix as well. And Ohio State, which wants to see a little more from its pass rush with Bosa out, gets after a freshman quarterback and a freshman tackle who's been playing football for 10 minutes.
So 7 sacks?
7 sacks.
It's a lot of sacks. My outrageousness is kind of the other way. PJ Fleck, if PJ Fleck was a food, what kind of food do you think he would be? He's the Minnesota head coach.
Celery.
I love celery. I love the celery. I like it when it's more green and a little more bitter.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Not the white celery. It's tasteless. I would say PJ Fleck to me is a sugar rush. I think he's like a pixie stick.
That's
right?
the opposite of celery.
Yeah. I think he's like a shot in the arm, like whoa, but then it wears off after a while. Yeah. So my outrageous prediction is that Minnesota will go up 2 scores in Ohio Stadium early on Saturday. Noon game. Ohio State, even at home, sometimes is sluggish for noon games, and I feel like PJ Fleck would have loved to coach here at some point in his career. He's going to get jacked up. He's going to get this team jacked up. They got their doors blown off by Maryland. They got in a shootout with Iowa. They're not as good as their 3-2 record, but I feel like he's going to have them jacked for this. They might have some kind of trick play that Ohio State's not ready for, and I just feel like it's going to be another one of those days to incite panic in you, and then it'll be fine. But I think it might be one of those where unbelievably, like, scores are flashing across the country that it's 10-0 Minnesota, it's 14-3 Minnesota, and people are freaking out. And then, like, maybe Minnesota doesn't score again, but that they have something with some game plan early, and Ohio State is just sometimes what they do at noon, and you get shocked for 10 minutes.
I think that's possible. PJ Fleck brought Central Michigan in here, or Western Michigan in here a couple of years ago. Like, that game wasn't a blowout. I don't know if Western ever led, but it was closer than anyone thought it would be. And to further feed into your idea that it might be a little sleepy in here on Saturday, Ohio State students are on fall break. And I know it's not the most raucous student section anyway, but I don't know what the stadium's going to look like. There could be like quite a few empty seats on Saturday.
So just don't panic. Just don't panic, because my thing might come true early, and then his thing will come true later on, and you'll be fine. He's Bill. I'm Doug. We'll see you Saturday at Ohio Stadium at cleveland.com.